Hello, I'm John Aldridge and I'm watching the Redmen TV.
Hello, welcome to the Redmen TV. It's the Uncensored match build-up show ahead of Liverpool's trip down to the Berlin ground to face West Ham United. I have with me Chris Pajak, Jack Hart and John Machin to discuss this game. First and foremost, Chris, have you suitably recovered from the Champions League exertions of midweek?
No, not really. No, it was a little bit stressful. Never really liked playing West Ham. I don't know why. Just something about them. Yeah. So, and Sam Allardyce sides as well. Never enjoy playing a Sam Allardyce side.
I think we were comparing Aston Villa the other week, Jack, to the Brendan Rodgers equivalent of Sam Allardyce's Bolton. Yeah. You know what I mean? As in the real bogey side. And I wonder how much of that has been transferred. Is it just Sam Allardyce we don't like, or is it West Ham in general?
I'm the same as Chris. I just find West Ham in general a little bit off-putting. Really, it's never a game. It's never a game I'm excited about. I always feel like
it's those Monday night games we used to get with them, and there would be 0-0 draws at Anfield. They're the ones that seem to stick in my mind.
I just don't have many exciting memories really of games against West Ham.
No, apart from a cup final.
Yeah.
That being said, yeah, I must admit that West Ham away is one of those games that I fear is probably a word actually, because I never feel confident in those games.
West Ham were always a very, very good footballing side,
yeah,
and always gave you problems. You knew they could score goals, but
now they just give us problems.
Now they've got Sam Allardyce. They don't have that kind of aura around them anymore. But he always makes teams difficult to beat, particularly against a team like us. He will see it as a feather in his cap if he stops us from scoring.
Yeah.
Whereas the fans would want us to beat us.
Yeah.
He'll be happy if he just stops us playing properly.
Yeah.
And if you remember last season, it was one of those games on the run-in. And we went on, and the game went on and on and on without just getting the goal we wanted, even though we were free scoring.
But the Andy Carroll punch, wasn't it, that game?
Yeah. So, you'll expect a pretty tough game. Particularly, we've just had two dire, tough games where it's difficult to break teams down. We're going to have another one, I think, on Saturday.
Amazing. Tune in for that one. You're right. That's the thing about Sam Allardyce is that because he genuinely believes himself to be one of the greatest coaches ever to grace the modern game.
So much so that he can just slump back into his chair most of the time and not look interested.
No, yeah. But it's you're right about the feather in the cap thing there. That it's that he relishes the opportunity to just get one over on the bigger teams, and of course anyone who's perceived to be like who gets more plaudits for him than him for being a good manager. You know what I mean? So he'll want it.
Unless it's Alex Ferguson, so
of course,
which case he just lies down.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I mean, he's got no excuses anymore, has he? He's got no excuses but to turn up every single week. The thing is, though, Chris, is that the West Ham fans have been clamouring for him to get back to the traditional West Ham ways of playing good football. But looking at the players he's bought, I must admit I was a bit sceptical about the summer signings. But you look at Valencia looks a top by.
See his goal?
Yes.
Outstanding goal.
That is. I mean, did you see this on Monday night? It's like shades of Tony Yeboah. I thought he just literally just shifts it to the right hand side and wellies it in the top corner. I think it was 70 miles an hour he hit it, which is just.
It was literally from standing, just moved it, hit it, and it was in the net before you'd seen it.
Yeah, no.
It was was it that Chile penalty in the World Cup when it was in before you'd seen anything?
Yeah. No, it's. I actually think they've bought really well this summer, and I would expect them to play consistently over the season, whether he does it at the weekend or not, a better brand of football.
Yeah, I think he sees himself as a lot more than just this long ball kind of coach, doesn't he? And he's very technical off the pitch, I think. And look, he is working for West Ham United. They are paying his bills at the end of the day, so he's going to have to change his football because that's what the club and the fans want. I think there's still an argument to be said for the fact that if they get this stadium, that they just need to be in the Premier League for that stadium, and Sam Allardyce is probably the man to keep him there until that, and then they'll just ship him off
and get someone who's good.
They played on the Monday night match, they played Stuart Downing in a midfield three, and I thought he actually looked quite handy in there. He had a very good game, which we don't remember probably too many of, but he was very good.
Yeah, I remember him doing
We
that.
obviously didn't have a tactical genius like Sam Allardyce to put him in the middle.
Bring the best out to him. Like.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
you'd expect, but it's the problem is that, well, for West Ham fans, is whether he can convert having these better quality players. Because as Chris says there, I think he thinks of himself as having more about him than the medieval football, as it kind of gets branded. But it's whether it's like anything. It's like if you've been doing something for so long, can you actually, when you come to change, are you able to deliver on it, or is it a case of can he take these better quality players and deliver better football? Does he have the ability to do that?
It's hard to tell. It depends on the quality of the players as much as anything, I think, sometimes. And that's not to downplay the tactical and preparation aspect of it, but you look at Hodgson in that recent international break, and he finally gave in to the pressure, despite his, nearly 4 decades of experience he likes to talk about. Finally gave in to the pressure and let them play in a diamond formation, and the game was fine. So it's hard to tell.
Against Hull on Monday, they didn't actually play in a typical Sam Allardyce way. No. But they were only playing Hull, with all respect to Hull. Yeah. They obviously thought they had the beat in at Hull and went out to try and win it. They came quite close to winning it as well. Whereas against us, I can't see who's going to play like that. That's the problem.
It almost had a bit of a cup feel to the game the other night, I think, because of all the new players on show. It was almost like it was the first day of the season or something as well. So it was probably a bit different to what you'd expect to see from them over the course of the season.
Yeah. Just going back to Allardyce and the players that he's brought in now, we do tend to forget that he had players like Yuri Djurkaev and JJ Okocha at Bolton, so he does know how to integrate those sort of skillful players into this medieval football of his. Yeah. He has experience of it in the past.
Yeah, it's that is similar again. The champ manager experience of going, who's available, who's searched by international caps, who's available for cheap and or on a free. Ooh, Yuri Djurkaev, I remember him. Let's get him in.
He had Ivan Campo as well, didn't he?
Ivan Campo, he did indeed.
Some good players in their team.
Yeah, he did, like
10 years ago. I just still feel angry about they got the free kick, didn't they, against us when Reina wasn't out of the box. Remember that one? Yeah, 10 years ago.
Oh yes. Well, if you just joined us, welcome to Sam Allardyce TV. We're going to talk about Liverpool.
What's the trivia question for?
Dave's off this week. Be sad or rejoice, whichever you please.
What's Dave doing?
What is Dave doing?
Dentist, probably.
Yeah. Quite a question. We've already asked the question of whether or not we've suitably recovered from the exertion to midweek. Question is, will the players have? It's a short turnaround period, and what everyone's been saying, because now all these other the Arsenal fans and the United fans and others have been saying this with great glee, is how will Liverpool handle the pressure of these Tuesdays, Saturdays, Wednesdays, Sundays, and is there a case to be made there that it's we're going to have to rotate a couple of players in, or what?
I think we will go one more game because we've got Middlesbrough in the cup on Tuesday, and I think we might see a very similar side to the Champions League, maybe 1 or 2 changes, but I think we've got a hand side a little bit at the moment as well, so I think maybe one or 2 changes, but very similar with injuries, hand side with injuries. So I don't think there's that
not
much.
Just in like some sort of sexual.
No, not with barbed wire or anything in a sexual way. So yeah, and we've got Middlesbrough on Tuesday, and I think we'll see mass changes then.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's interesting because isn't it? There is a lot of we've got a lot of football in the next few weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's this Middlesbrough. I think as Chris suggests there.
It's the derby on Saturday.
And then the derby after that, and then straight back into the Champions League following that. So.
Hey, no complaints from me though.
No. Listen, no complaints from a fan's perspective. Hey, Liverpool.
And we bought to cope with it as well. I think.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that it's coincided. The first real block of football, like 2 a game, 2 a week, is coincided with us having the injury problems and having people coming back from injury. So we're not really as fit with that squad as. Thank God we've got that squad, or else we'd be really upset.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have had Sturridge fit and Lallana to be fitter.
I think Markovic will come back in as one of the big changes.
To be fair, isn't it? I think with look at it like last season, you're right, if Sturridge had been injured, Suarez would have been suspended anyway, we'd have had Aspas up front, you know what I mean? So it's a sign that we have improved, but you're right, I think Markovic is the obvious one there, I think, isn't he? Joe Allen,
if he's fit.
Yeah, I think for me, I'd be bringing in Markovic for Coutinho, I think, and bring Lallana back into Coutinho's position, and I'd probably put Markovic up near Balotelli, I think.
Is that sticking with the same formation?
Probably Diamond. I'd give Markovic a go up,
As
at the
the
top of the pitch.
Is it
Right.
top?
Yeah.
Up top, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
part of the two.
I'd probably stick Berini. I don't think he'll go back to a diamond. I don't know why he's persisting with what he's persisting with, but I just can't see it.
I mean, I speculated, and let me know your thoughts on this. If we do, I think as everyone's been clamouring for a return to the diamond, and when we've changed it, we've looked better as a result. I want to know your thoughts on why you think we might stick with it. If I had to suggest anything, I think it is that people have forgotten the start of last season. You know what I mean? And something we were discussing the other night, Chris, after the match, was that we actually played really poorly at the start of last season, but we got across the line, we got a load of 1-0s.
Pragmatic, weren't we?
Yeah, and I think that, it looks like it's been blown out a little bit by losing the game to Aston Villa, but I think there's a case to be made there that Brendan Rodgers is deliberately not having us go out all guns blazing just yet. You know what I mean? I think that diamond is a very, very open attacking formation. I wonder whether he's trying to give us more of a solid base to start the season off, and having an extra man in midfield, an extra potential defensive midfielder is thought he thinks will give us more cover.
I never lost two. I mean, again, those fixtures last year were still better off points-wise than we are this season than we were then. But you've lost 2 of your first 4 games. It's a really slippy slope, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you go to West Ham and lose, 3 games lost out of 5, that's a bad start.
Yeah.
So you've got to get something at West Ham. So
Let's not forget as well, Paul, we got a clean sheet in the diamond against Tottenham. That's a solid base.
Yeah.
3-0 victory is a good solid base.
Yeah, true enough, but I also think Spurs were only going to play one way in that game. Where did they play? I think they played into our hands with their setup, whereas it's different. I suspect he's looking to replicate the start to last season to many respects, and knowing full well that it's going to take a couple of months for all the players to gel and work in the way that we're used to seeing.
To some extent, the other night, didn't he? After the game, he said we're not at our same level yet as we were last season. And that's true, and it's inevitable, isn't it? The start of a season, you're not going to be quite where you need to be at.
One of the things. Go on.
Last season, we got those 3 wins. Then we drew away at Swansea and then lost to Southampton, didn't we, in the first 5?
Yeah.
And I think we got back-to-back wins then against the bottom 2, and then went on a really kind of patchy run for 6 games. And it was December before we hit any significant form, really. So
against West Ham.
If we get to December and be in a similar position, I'll be happy with that.
Yeah,
it's just that we do look better with 2 up top.
Yeah. I think that's
the system looks nicer. We football flows better. We look more dangerous, and it's whether you sacrifice that for solidity or not.
One of the things we've got at the moment is because we're trying to maybe play pragmatically. Yeah. That you need a moment of brilliance almost to break teams down, and unfortunately with no Suarez and Sturridge out, we haven't got that at the top of the field at the moment.
Yeah, and I mean again, and you're playing Sterling wide, which is removing him from the action where he can have more of an impact. Yeah.
And the fact is he hasn't got Sturridge, but when Sturridge is fit, I've no doubt he will play 2 up top all the time. And there's an argument to say, well, you might as well play 2 up top now, or you get Balotelli used to playing with someone, and get the.
Well, we've got 3 centre forwards.
Yeah.
3 fit centre forwards. It's not like last year when it was both or one or the other. Where you had to change. Sturridge is injured, you've got to change the formation. You make Suarez your lead man, and vice versa. There's maybe, and I'd like to think that Berini's done enough in midweek there to make the case that he says, well, hang on a second, boss. I've come in, I've done the business there. Let's see. Let's give it a go.
Sure.
Yeah, I think there's a case to be made there. Let's know your thoughts in the comments below on that. Actually, how should Liverpool approach this game? Who should start? Who's going to be? Let's just simplify it. Give us your starting 11 plus formation. comments below. We're going to be going live on Saturday. If you're wondering why this show's a little bit more truncated, then we're going to be going live on Saturday pre-match, so come and check out the YouTube channel. We're going to do an hour pre-match. We're going to be doing 15 minutes roughly, half time, and we're going to do the match reactions as normal after the match as well, so do check all those out. Don't forget to give the video a like, and don't forget to click subscribe, which is... Yeah?
I'm sure that's normally on this side.
I know, not that.
Why has it moved?
So do check that out. Let us know any thoughts on any of the things we've discussed in the comments below. Let's have some score predictions. This is a really weird order.
1-0.
1-0.
Damn it, John. Why do you come to me first? I always want to pick the same as him every single week.
I think we'll take as many points as we will goals, 3-0.
Get out, Jack. Go on.
Your suit on his big balls out as well. 1-0.
Yeah, no, I hate it when you use that on confidence. I'm going to go with another 2-1. Seems to be the score at the moment, so let's
2.
Liverpool?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we'll win. But again, I'm not right now. I think I'm expecting us to just do enough to get over the line for the next couple of weeks, and that'll be fine by me. Particularly given the run of games we've got coming up, the victories right now are more important, so we can start worrying about whether we're playing with style or not in the second half of the season. So yeah, let me know your starting lineups and your score predictions in the comments below. We're going to wrap it up there. Don't forget to come and check us out on Saturday for the live show as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Ta-ra.
Minutes later, John W. Henry tweets, "Oh, and sign Royce." Liverpool fans go into absolute meltdown. Top bants from John W. Henry there, wasn't it?